To get faster around the Bahrain Grand Prix circuit, you must watch this top 1% hot lap. Let's go on board for a lap with Rullatorn to see how it's done. First of all, you want to bring the car to the left on the exit of the final corner, which will allow you to start off the lap by gaining time immediately as you straighten up the car and get the traction down. We're ready to start the lap, so open DRS and head to the first corner. Stamp hard on the brakes just after the entry curb or around 110 to 120 meters and bring it down to third gear to use engine braking. Get as close as you can to the inside curb without touching it. Back on the throttle. Let the car go wide as you open up turn 2, then holding about 95% throttle or just have a little lift as you fully cut the curb and at the same time shifting up to 4th. Position the car on exit so you have your 2 right wheels on the top of the second section of the curb, no more, no less, or else you may unsettle the car. DRS and on your way to turn 4. Take a quick glance in your rearview mirror and you'll be able to see the subscribe button chasing you just like we're chasing 1,000 subscribers. Braking at 100 meters down to 4th gear and look for a slightly early to middle apex, power out towards the exit and allow the car to go as close to track limits as possible in order to get the throttle down in the best way. Even riding the exit curb hard, keeping the car central as you go over it, but be aware that in a race situation this could cause instability if taken in the wrong way. Momentarily back on track to the left to cut turn 5 and then braking just as you come off the curb, either holding 6th gear or shifting down to 5th, taking a middle apex by lightly brushing the inside curb, ensuring there is enough rotation, and as you exit be fully on the throttle all the way through turn 7. Up to 6th gear if you aren't already, then taking a slightly early apex which you will want to either lightly tap or ride a little harder if you have big balls. And aim for the outside curb where you can put your right tyres but no more, otherwise you'll risk bottoming out. Heading down to turn 8 you'll be pointing left just after exiting the previous corner, and you can use this to your advantage as you'll be able to get as close to track limits as possible on entry using all of the curb. Then as you start to come off the entry curb you'll slowly release the brake up until just before or at the apex, in which you'll already be accelerating through the corner in 3rd gear. Use all of the track on exit up to the curb. Through turn 9 where you'll prepare yourself for turn 10, right on top of the entry curb to open up the corner while staying away from the inside, which now sets us up to brake in a straight line, minimizing the chance of locking the front tyres. But do note that a small amount of rear tyre locking may help with rotation if done correctly. Doing this all at the point where the wall starts to disappear from view on the left, and like turn 8, let the car point outwards on entry before turning into the apex. 3rd gear, get as close as you can to the inside curb without touching it to avoid unsettling the car. On the power, then as you leave the corner, you can either ride the curb fully with your right tyres on the second section of the curb, allowing you to open up the steering more, or like we do, staying on the track itself, compromising steering angle, but ensuring maximum grip, allowing us to get on the throttle in a smooth and controlled way. DRS available, a moment to relax before entering turn 11, nice and wide to allow us to keep the wheel as straight as possible, which we must do in order to maintain traction in this tricky part of the circuit. Brake hard at 60 meters and then start to release as you come away from the curb, down to 4th or 5th gear, get as close to the apex as possible without touching it, on the throttle immediately after reaching the apex, pushing the car towards the outside using all the track available, but never touching the outside curb. Now back to the left to reduce track distance and up the hill. Cut the curb with both right tyres on the inside to maximize lap time. Go all the way over the entry curb at turn 13, placing the left tyres on the grey section, then braking just as the wall on the right drops away, and at the same time turn into the corner whilst releasing off the brakes to help rotation, using the uphill to slow you down instead, even momentarily coasting without any throttle or brake. Then on the power, 4th gear, using all of the entry curb before spotting your exit point to straighten up the wheel, and then 100% throttle as you get to the curb with all 4 tyres. Now a moment to breathe before the make or break moment as you approach the final corner. Braking hard at 75 meters, coming off the entry curb as well as the brakes, down to 4th gear for the final time, close to the apex without touching it, and at the same time as you reach the apex, as almost every other corner, get on the throttle, full power, mounting the final curve fully to maximize track usage, giving you a good run to the finish. DRS open and across the line to set a 1 minute 27.908, and that's how you get into the top 100 drivers of the world. The setup used for this video is on screen now, and if you want to tailor this to the race situation, all you need to do is decrease the downforce just a little bit to try and make overtaking easier, increase the differential by a click or two to make things more stable, leave the suspension geometry as it is to maximize lap time, soften the suspension just a little bit for consistency, and increase the ride height marginally so you have confidence over the curbs, leave the brake pressure as it is but increase the brake bias to make sure you are able to cope a lot better in the race, and with the tyre pressures, start from minimum and increase a couple clicks with practice to make sure that you find that perfect window for the tire temperatures. Make sure you subscribe for our next hot lap, like the video if you've improved, comment below how much you've improved by. Thank you very much to Rullatorn for completing this hot lap for us. Good luck, and let's race.